Keir Starmer is the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, leading Labour after a landslide victory in July 2024. He promised change and stability, but his leadership now faces intense scrutiny. With popularity falling and critics emerging, Starmer is under pressure from all sides. Reform UK, led by Nigel Farage, is challenging Labour's dominance. Starmer insists he'll serve his full term, arguing his plan for Britain needs time. The next months will test his resolve and shape Britain's future. The next chapter in British politics is about to be written. The year 2025 was a stormy one for Keir Starmer's government. High hopes quickly faded as a series of policy U-turns made the government look indecisive and weak. Key promises, like on tax policy, were reversed, confusing the public and angering Labour members. Trust in Starmer's leadership plummeted, with the media amplifying every misstep. Several senior ministers resigned, signalling deep divisions and instability within the party. The opposition seized on the chaos, branding the government as ineffective. Starmer's personal popularity hit record lows, and Labour's poll numbers dropped sharply. With local elections looming in May 2026, party members grew anxious about their own futures. The difficult year set the stage for a leadership crisis, with doubts growing about Starmer's ability to unite his team and win again. The pressure from within and outside the party intensified. The government's credibility was on the line. 2025 became a turning point, forcing Starmer to confront the toughest challenge of his career. The leadership question now hangs over every move he makes. The rapid rise of Reform UK, led by Nigel Farage, has shaken British politics. Farage, famous for his role in Brexit, has positioned Reform UK as a hard-right alternative, focusing on immigration and national identity. Polls now show Reform UK rivaling or even surpassing Labour and the Conservatives. Their message, that traditional parties have failed, resonates with voters who feel ignored. The prospect of Reform UK winning big in the May 2026 local elections is real, and some even predict a general election upset. Starmer calls this the fight of our times, warning that Farage's divisive politics could tear the country apart. He frames Labour as the only sensible choice to stop Reform UK's rise. The battle with Farage has become central to Starmer's argument for staying on as leader. He insists he's the only one who can lead this fight. The political landscape is shifting fast, and Starmer's leadership is on the line. Reform UK's momentum is a direct threat to Labour's future. The stakes for Starmer and for Britain have never been higher. The outcome of this contest will shape the nation's direction for years to come. One of Starmer's most debated policies is his approach to the European Union. 10 years after Brexit, he's pushing for a closer partnership with the EU, aiming to boost trade and cooperation. His government proposes aligning the UK with the EU single market on a sector-by-sector basis, especially in key industries. Supporters say this will help the economy and create jobs, while critics fear it's a backdoor to rejoining the EU. Starmer has ruled out rejoining the customs union or restoring freedom of movement, trying to balance economic benefits with political independence. This middle way is controversial, with Brexit supporters wary of any return to EU rules. Businesses and Remain voters, however, welcome the prospect of smoother trade and more opportunities. The debate over EU ties is central to Starmer's vision for Britain's future. He argues that pragmatic cooperation can deliver growth without sacrificing sovereignty. The policy is a tightrope walk, seeking economic gains while respecting the Brexit mandate. Starmer's approach is under constant attack from both sides. The success or failure of this strategy could define his premiership. The UK's relationship with Europe remains a political flashpoint. Starmer's government has already taken concrete steps to rebuild ties with the EU. In December 2025, the UK rejoined the Erasmus student exchange programme, a move welcomed by universities and young people. The government also aligned the UK's food and agriculture sectors with EU standards, making it easier for British farmers to export to Europe. These actions are part of Starmer's sector-by-sector approach, aiming for practical benefits without full EU membership. Supporters see these steps as smart and pragmatic. Critics call them a slow undoing of Brexit. The debate centres on the trade-off between economic benefits and political sovereignty. Starmer points to these achievements as proof his plan is working. The government is betting that closer cooperation will deliver real gains for ordinary people. These moves are shaping the new UK-EU relationship. The results will be closely watched by both supporters and sceptics. Starmer's core promise is to revive the British economy. He argues that growth is the foundation for better public services and jobs. Despite political turmoil, his government has invested in green energy, technology, and infrastructure. Starmer believes these long-term projects will create high-skilled jobs and make the UK more competitive. He's frustrated that media coverage has focused on political drama rather than economic progress. Starmer predicts that 2026 will be a turning point, with people starting to feel the benefits of his policies. If the economy improves, his leadership could be strengthened. If not, his position will be even more precarious. The stakes are high. His future depends on delivering growth. Opponents, especially Reform UK, are ready to pounce if his plans falter. For Starmer, economic performance is not just policy, it's political survival. The next year will be decisive. Starmer's troubles aren't just external. He faces dissent within Labour. Some members believe he's moved the party too far to the centre, abandoning popular left-wing policies. Others worry he's not strong enough to beat Farage and Reform UK. The upcoming May 2026 local elections are seen as a crucial test of his leadership. If Labour performs poorly, calls for his resignation will grow louder. A leadership contest would risk deep divisions and weaken the party further. Starmer's critics are split. Some want more radical policies, others just want a more effective leader. The internal struggle is a major distraction as he tries to project stability. The party's unity is fragile, and Starmer's hold on power is far from secure. The outcome of the local elections could decide his fate. In response, Starmer is making a direct appeal for unity and stability. He reminds Labour that frequent leadership changes under the Conservatives led to chaos, and argues that Britain needs steady leadership now. Starmer insists he was elected with a 5-year mandate and intends to finish the job. He frames the choice as one between his long-term plan and the far-right alternative offered by Farage. Starmer urges his party to give his policies time to work, warning that internal fights only help Reform UK. He calls for unity, arguing that only a united Labour can defeat divisive politics. His message: stick with me, let's finish what we started and keep Britain stable. The plea is clear. Labour must stand together or risk losing everything. The next months will reveal if his party is willing to back him. As 2026 unfolds, Starmer stands at a crossroads. His vision is for steady, moderate progress, closer ties with Europe, a stronger economy, and better opportunities for young people. He hopes to restore faith in politics through competence and reliability, not drama. But Reform UK offers a starkly different nationalist vision, making this a battle for Britain's soul. Starmer believes only by staying the course can he prove his approach works. The outcome depends on the May elections, his party's mood, and his ability to convince the public. Britain's future hangs in the balance. the fight for the country's direction is far from over.